sis, I know you didn't think that you'd be here, but you are. I'm so proud of you. You met your goals, you overcame your anxieties, you found a community, you are a respected leader, you have the bag. Run with it. Good, better, best. Keep going. You deserve to keep pushing, to keep loving. You deserve your equal. You're worthy of healthy love and relationships. You're worth more than quick likes or quick feelings of intimacy. There's no shame if you need to take some time to be by yourself and be alone. Give yourself grace. Do your best. Get back to it. Let's get back on a plan. This is going to be difficult. Most couldn't do it, but most aren't you. Quit playing. We didn't work this hard to stay stagnant. Keep pushing. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Celeste Elise, and I make videos to help you reach your full potential. Great. So today we are doing a mid-year check-in. It's kind of like a mental health check-in, but also a check-in with my goals and trying to get back on track with where I'm at financially, physically, mentally, all of those aspects. So I'm just going to share with you all 5 quick tips today to help you with your mid-year check-in and help you reset your life. All right, so the first one is get up and clean up, sis. This should be a daily, weekly thing, but this is something personally that I do get off track with, especially at about the halfway point, right? Like it's the end of June, early July when you're probably seeing this video. It is right in the time of summer. I want to be outside, getting ready for vacations, packing, getting things together. The last thing I want to do is spend my Saturday or my Sunday inside organizing and cleaning, but it's necessary, sis. So let's take some time. You want to enjoy your weekend outside? Great, let's do it. But during the week, I mean, even if it's just for an hour at the end of every single day, I take an hour and I do just a quick roundup throughout the house. What I do every night before bed is dishes, make sure that everything is at least like straightened up and put away, but you can add one thing onto that. So maybe on Monday, you're going to add on dusting throughout the house. On Tuesday, you're going to go in and clean in all the windows. Wednesday, you're going to go in and wipe down all of your appliances. Thursday, maybe you're going to mop. Just add on something so that you can do that mid-year deep clean, but it doesn't have to be all at once so you don't get overwhelmed. This is also an opportunity for you to declutter. It's the change of the season, so now it's time to bring out your bikinis, all of your summer dresses, and maybe put away some of your sweaters and your jeans. I live in Texas, so I'm not touching those jeans for a good 3-4 months now. So I can go ahead and put those away. But it's also a good time for me to check in and be like, do I still like these jeans? Do they still fit? Is there a pile that I can put them in to take them to a resale shop or Salvation Army, Goodwill, whatever, get them to a nice rehome situation. Second, we're going to grab our journal and we're going to check in our goals. This means whatever goals you set at the beginning of the year, maybe you have a journal and you had a New Year's resolution list, or you just had some sort of intention that you went into the new year with. This is where we're going to check in on those goals. And we're going to take a page out of the Stoic philosophy approach. We're not necessarily going to judge ourselves based off of whether or not we've achieved those goals, but we're going to not judge, but we're going to do a quick little check in and see, are we actually doing things every single day that will help us accomplish those goals or get to that next place in life that we see for ourselves? So, for example, one of my New Year's resolutions was to continue to do yoga and continue to grow my yoga practice. So, one thing that I might want to check in with myself is, how consistently am I going to yoga? Am I challenging myself in my yoga classes? Am I actually trying the difficult pose, or am I just picking a more restful, calm pose? If I have a goal to grow my practice, that means I need to continuously challenge myself. So I'm not going to judge myself and say, oh, I haven't done that at all, but I'm going to hold myself accountable in this moment now and say, you know what, maybe it's time for me to take or graduate from my beginner yoga class to my advanced yoga class. Maybe it's time for me to try a different weekday class or a different instructor. And if we are on track, great, celebrate. Absolutely, let's take a win. But if not, let's go ahead and incorporate some additional daily habits, tasks, so that we can set ourselves up for success and help us get a little bit closer to that goal without too much judgment in this space. The third thing is to check in on your relationships. In the beginning of this video, we talked about how we have space for an abundance of friends and family in our life. Relationships take work. So this is kind of a mental health check-in. Are you isolating yourselves? Are you giving space and time to your friends and your family, your loved ones? When's the last time you picked up the phone and called someone? Yes, picked up the actual phone, not sent a text. Are you building those relationships, building those connections, maintaining those connections? What are some things that you can do day to day to make sure that you are growing those connections and making them stronger? So for me, I try to have a weekly date with a friend. Just as much time as I spend focusing on my romantic relationships, I try to channel the same amount of energy into my non romantic friendships, my family, my friends. What are we doing? Am I checking in on a different person every single week? This is something that my therapist actually suggested that I do so that I don't get overwhelmed because I'm very much so an introverted person and get overwhelmed with maintaining too many relationships at once. But she said just on a weekly basis, check in on someone different every single week so that you can maintain those connections that are important to you without feeling overwhelmed. I know you don't want to get to the end of the year or your birthday and not have anybody show up with you because you haven't maintained any relationships with any of them. So be real with yourself. Are you actually putting in the right amount of energy into your relationships? So, next we do a physical check in, and this is more so around our hygiene and our skin, our health, our body. This is not aesthetic, okay? We're not caring if we are on track with the weight goal or the weight loss goal that we had. None of that. This is more so, it's a change in the season. We literally just we just had the summer solstice, right? It's getting hotter in Texas. It's getting even a little bit more dry. So, what kind of skin or beauty products do you need to switch out right now? Right now, I'm on a lighter moisturizer and a heavy, heavy sunscreen. That's completely different than my winter time where I'm on. That's completely different than my winter time when I'm on a heavy moisturizer and a really light sunscreen because there's not that much sun or I'm not going outside as much. So, what are those beauty products that you need to switch out? Is there a different kind of texture on your skin right now? Do you need something to alleviate some of the sweat or the moisture as you go outside? All of those different aspects, right? Just like we decluttered our closet before or our space in the first step, we want to do this with our beauty products as well. And it's not just limited to face care, this is body care as well. Do you need a lighter body lotion? Are you changing out your signature scent for the summertime? Maybe something a little bit more floral, light, soapy. Those are some of my favorite scents to wear in the summer. So, this is just another fun thing to do to put some energy and attention toward yourself. And so, just refreshing your hygiene. Last tip is to take a rest. It is the halfway point. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it is past time for a vacation or a staycation or just some time for me to take a break from work, the day to day task of life, even just a break from showing up for others in some of my relationships, right? A lot of us take time for ourselves in December at the end of the year, and that is great. But it has been 6 months from that time. It is time for us to plan another trip, plan a day off, plan a self care day, whatever rest looks like for you. Let's go ahead and set some time and intention on that for ourselves. And that's it, sis. Just 5 quick tips to help you reset. I hope that you found these tips helpful and look out for part 2 of this video. It's going to be a little bit different. We're going to add in a little bit more of a vlog perspective. And I'm also going to share with you guys my vacation. So I am taking my own advice. I am going on vacation and I'm going to bring you guys along with me. I'm going to share some tips on how I maintain my budget, my relationships while I'm on vacation, how I make sure that I incorporate some of the healthier habits into that, and then provide some mental space for me to be around family during the 4th. So, anyways, you guys will see that video, but I hope that these 5 tips are really helpful for you in your mid year check in. Thank you. Bye bye.